a genuine Champions League caliber quality game. You know, when you're playing a team like Spain and that quality in the possession, you've got Ronaldo delivering a thing like an individual magnificent performance like that against a Spanish team, to be able to do that, that is important. That's also adds to the greatness of the individual performance. You know, of course, if you've got a hat-trick against Iran, we would be talking about how magnificent he is. And by the way, that might come soon. But he didn't it today against Spain. You know, arguably the big favourites for the tournament, the way that they played today, we're looking at them thinking they can win this World Cup.
Yeah, of course.
But to do it in that caliber against those kind of defenders, those kind of players, it was absolutely, truly remarkable to watch.
Dragged their team to that kind of victory, but Ronaldo's went and did it there, and I think you're right on point, KJ was saying, against one of the best sides in the tournament. This is not against a minnow or even one of the also-rans. This is against one of the top sides in the tournament, and he did it all on his own. He had support from his players, but it was him that dragged that side to the point there, a vital point.
Yeah, and what are we, 36 hours into the World Cup, and we get that. We get that, one of the symbolic moments of any World Cup, and we've had that already on day 2. So, you know, Russia 2018, very blessed to have that kind of game. We're all extremely blessed to be able to watch that quality at that high level. You know, we can only hope that the next generation of soccer fans will be blessed. But if you're sitting at home today watching Cristiano Ronaldo, no matter what your age is, you're going to be talking about that for a very long time. The kind of story and performance you'll forever tell, you know, relations to come in the future.
4 games in the books so far, and goals after the 88th minute in all 4 of them. It's been an incredible tournament so far in terms of those dramatic late moments in this one, but it looked as if Spain, after a tumultuous week, had managed to do the job to get...
Does a great job of that, and he puts it away after what was, you know, quite a poor defensive goal from Portugal's point of view. Not great marking, not even a fantastic ball into the box. You can't afford to concede a goal like that at this kind of level.
And another set-piece goal in the World Cup already.
Another theme, yeah.
Well, we saw a few good goals already in this tournament. Ronaldo's obviously right at the end because of the magnitude of when it was. But let's talk about that Nacho goal as well. He probably wouldn't have played if Carvajal...
An incredible strike, and you know, when we go forward and we always, in the future, we'll look at World Cup highlights, that's the goal that we'll remember as being one of the big goals from the game, and the volley. But I want to break it down, and you won't get to see this very often, so let's break it down in terms of the build-up, because when you think about this goal, everyone's going to talk about the strike, but this is a fantastic team goal. Iniesta works into the space, and watch the build-up here about how they do. Costa makes the run, but Pepe recognises that and drops. So Costa, instead of making that run into the channel, holds it up brilliantly. Now they've got obviously an overload in the wide areas straight away. 2-on-1 on that left-hand side. It's going out, but watch what happens next. We're going to track David Silva's run across here. He's done a lot of this in Manchester City in that inside position this year. Fantastic to create the overlap here as he does that. Watch what he does here. And what they do is by bringing all this over, you know, there's so much room over there now for Nacho on that right-hand side. The whole ball is over here in terms of everybody's attention, and then Nacho's just hanging out on there. But it's the passing and the movement by Silva, Iniesta involved, Isco involved as well, and then it's a magnificent strike. It's a true team goal, obviously, you know, concluded by a tremendous strike.
Yeah, a great strike at the end of it, but I love how you've took that through, the way that they drag Portugal defence, and everybody comes over, and that kind of movement, you can't stay with that, you can't stay with men, it just becomes too convoluted and defensively not enough shape to the play, and it was caused initially by that brilliant piece of movement, and the run from Costa is just sensational. Pepe recognises it, he thinks he's going to run across the front, he faces up, it creates that whole shape. Brilliant team move from a team who are sensational when they have possession of the ball. They can control it for long periods, and they just move you around, just waiting a little gap. In that instance, it wasn't a gap, it was a piece of quality from Nacho.
Most of what we've just talked about for the last 6 or 7 minutes was all happening in the second half. It seems a lifetime ago that those controversial moments were in the first 45 minutes. Our resident referee, Howard Webb, on the way to tell you what he thought of the decisions in the first half there. That Cristiano Ronaldo, the age of 33, becomes the oldest player in World Cup history to score a hat-trick as it finishes 3-3.